and we want to welcome you to Arrow Time with Cam Corey here on ArrowTV. Arrow Time is a special report where we bring in a featured Arrow program, and this week we are bringing in Coach Corey Neale of the Watertown men's golf team, and welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So what a season you guys are having. Just amazing. ESD champions yesterday, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But before we get there, you come from a baseball family, right? I mean, you're a baseball guy. You played college baseball over at SMSU, and then you kind of went, pro for golf. So tell me a little bit about how did you end up going into golf from baseball?
Well, so after college, I came back home, and Levi Pearson took over Cattail Crossing, and then I started working for him. Got really into golf at that point, and I played a little bit in high school, didn't really play a lot. Was focused on the baseball constantly, and then came back to Watertown. Levi came and became the head pro at Cattail, so I joined his staff, worked with him, learned a lot from him. He's a huge mentor for me through the golf and learning and playing and learning everything like that, and so I got really involved with him, working with him, and then I decided to go try to follow that steps and work up to try to become a PGA teaching professional.
Okay.
Did that for a few years, went to Arizona, came back and forth, so that's how I really got into the golf and started teaching and learning that aspect of it.
Awesome. So I was wondering about that. I knew that you were a baseball family and was wondering how that niche, and I think your brother Ryan assists you. He's your assistant, right?
Yeah, he's my assistant too, and does a great job. Takes care of a lot of stuff, so I can just kind of focus on helping the guys throughout the season.
So let's play a little Mythbusters right now. Okay. I have been told over the years that a baseball player shouldn't be playing golf, or golf shouldn't be playing baseball because it screws up your swing. Myth or fact?
That's a myth. I mean, you can still play at the same time because you have a lot of the same aspects in that fast twitch motion, getting through the swing. You definitely can play a little bit, because I kind of went through that way throughout the season when I was younger, thinking that same way. But you can still play at the same time. Yeah.
Well, and you do have some good baseball players on your golf program.
Yep.
So
yes, Caden's pretty dang good at it.
Yeah, he is. He is very good. So, what is your drive? Levi, you talked a little bit about it as a mentor. But what drew you to want to be the Arrow Golf head coach?
Okay, so one of the big thing was I got to know all the players when I first started. There's a lot of guys like Sam Mahol, Gavin Hibbert, Drew Norberg, Caden Paulson.
Yeah.
Those guys I got to know a lot throughout my time at Cattail, seeing them grow up, and then seeing the fact that the spot came open when they were right in their junior, senior years, and it was like, I know those guys, really good players, be a lot of fun to coach them and see them, and then I knew the younger kids coming up, which are our guys right now, like Jaden Solheim, Jake, Caden, Ty, Gabe, saw those guys when they were real young too. So seeing the players coming up and how fun it would be, how good of a team you would have, be a lot of fun to be able to help them out.
So in some ways, what you're saying, relationship coaching,
right, and
building those relationships on the golf course, but also in building young men.
Absolutely, yeah, because they're great kids, great students. And they're really good friends, so it's a lot easier to coach these guys when you don't have to push them to go play golf, and it's just they want it, they have the drive, and then they're just really nice guys too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into this season a little bit. Can you introduce maybe who your varsity players are? I know late in the season you had a freshman kind of jump in there, right, and Johnny Lake.
Yep.
But tell us a little bit about your squad this year and who they are.
Yeah. So. We basically have everybody that came back from last year's squad for the last few years. Really young group of guys that came up. Obviously, we got Jake Olson, who's the lone senior on the team right now. That's going to play in the state tournament coming up. We also have Caden Rylance, Ty Leonards, Gabe Norberg, Jane Solheim, 4 juniors there, and then Jerome Zabrowski played a lot this season for us too, who's a sophomore, and then Johnny Lake. Like I said, he just came up the last few events, been playing really good golf. And then we have a few guys, Curtis Needham's been a contributor in the last few years as well. Brody Torgerson. It's been a great group of guys.
So how does this work? Do you take your top 7 golfers then to each tournament, or how does that work?
Yeah, we take 6 guys, so we take the 6 guys, and then all 6 play, and you take the top 4 scores from that day, and that brings in your team score.
And how do you determine the 6 that are going? Do they have challenge matches, or is that how that works?
Yeah, so we start off the year having a 3-day tryout, and then those 6 guys will go to the first couple of events, and then as the season goes on, we just kind of see how the scores come in each time. And we keep averages throughout the year.
Okay.
And then the guys who aren't playing the varsity matches, they have events that they can go play into to kind of bring their scores together, see how it's going for them. And then if we see kind of a dip somewhere where the scoring average is kind of dropping down or whatever, then we can kind of see if we want to put together a challenge or not, and to see if somebody can take a spot from somebody. Yeah.
You know, and that's pretty, I think, what's kind of awesome about, golf, just like cross country or track. You're really playing against yourself, right? I mean, the subjectiveness is taking out. It's they need to perform,
right,
and you're gonna enter the top performers, right?
Yep. So like they go out and they play, and then the scoring averages come into play. They're not 100% how it goes by, because certain guys are playing certain days and different courses and stuff like that. But it's a big factor, and yeah. So it's basically you go out and play, and if you're playing well, we just keep you there. And if you're struggling a little bit, we see if there's an option for somebody else to go in, and if they take advantage of it and they keep going, then that's how it goes, yeah. So
you guys are currently on a 7 tournament win streak, including yesterday, right?
Yeah, I think it's 7, yeah. It's been ever since our first event of the year, it's been victories since.
Yeah, which is just awesome. And yesterday you had ESD, which you took home the ESD crown for the 3rd straight year.
Yep, 3 straight.
Hey, walk me through who you had golfing yesterday for our ESD team. We've got some score. Well, we've got the scores up here on our monitor for those at home. But just walk through. How is this normal for them, or do they have good days? Or
yeah, I mean that's pretty normal. I mean there was. Maybe some guys didn't exactly feel like they played the way they normally do, but the wind came up late in the afternoon, so it made it pretty tough. It wasn't supposed to blow like it did, but it came up, and then they really battled with it. I mean, it was a good day. Jake, Caden, Jade, Ty, those guys, Johnny. It was a great day for everybody. I mean, it was a great battle, obviously, because it was a close match between us and Harrisburg the whole way.
Yep.
But yeah, that's, if you ask them, they probably say it should have been a little bit better than it was. But yeah, we'll take it. It was a good day.
And we will probably take that attitude too, right? I mean, that competitiveness. Right. They want to do better, and that's what makes, I guess, champions and people great. So excellent. Now, your next match coming up this next week or tournament is the state tournament.
Yep.
Do you send 6 and top 4 again? And
for both days.
Okay, and so who are the 6 that are going to be representing the Arrows?
Yep, it'll be the same 6 that was just at the ESD tournament. You'll have Jake Olson, Caden Rylance, Jaden Solheim, Ty Leonards, Gabe Norberg, and Johnny Lake. The same 6 that right there. We're going to head down to Brandon here Monday, Tuesday, and hopefully can bring home that state title.
Can you talk just a little bit about Jake's leadership? He's been a really good golfer, right, for the Arrows for a long time, and across the state of South Dakota. What is his leadership for these younger underclassmen? And just talk a little bit about Jake for me.
Absolutely. I mean, I talk about him for a long time. He's been, since I took over 5 years ago, he was an 8th grader, and as I got to watch him grow, he basically he's a fantastic leader because he leads by example. He's there every single day, grinding, working on his game. You can just watch him and the way he approaches everything he does. He's got a fine detail in everything he does, and so his leadership is a really good quality of himself, because when I go up and see these guys during the events, it's basically the first thing he goes, how are we doing as a team? It's nothing about himself.
Wow.
And he's always asking how his teammates are doing. So that's the one thing I just absolutely love about the kid, because he's team first, and
that's
then
awesome.
after me. I'll think about that. But.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I've heard that about Jake, and that's why I wanted you to talk a little bit about him. All right, so we've got state coming up, and an article written by Roger Merriam, who I think is a fantastic reporter for the Watertown Public Opinion. He says that the Arrows have not won a state championship in golf for 52 years.
Right.
What are our chances? What are you thinking, Coach?
Well, I think we have a great chance. We've battled with the top teams all year, and we've been able to get those guys on those days. I know that's the one thing that those 6 guys want more than anything. The ESD championship is great. They've won 3 in a row, but I know they're not satisfied. They've always asked me, really, has it been since 71? I'm like, yeah, it's been that long, and you guys have a fantastic chance to do this and be the first team to do it since then. And I really like our chances, and they know their chances, but we're in the same position we were last year. We squeaked by Aberdeen and Pierre and Harrisburg for the ESD title, but then at the state tournament, those 2 teams got us at the state tournament, so they know exactly what's on the line. We talked about it on the way home yesterday about we're not done yet, and they know that, and they're focused on it and ready to get it done.
So Harrisburg obviously is a great competitor. They're going to be a team to beat. Who are the other teams to beat?
Well, you throw O'Gorman in there.
Okay.
And then Pierre. Us 4 have been battling at every event. We've either finished 1st through 4 pretty consistently throughout the season. Brandon Valley's come on strong recently. So you throw in O'Gorman with Harrisburg, it's going to be quite a battle for those 2 days. So.
Wow. So who's your biggest driver on your team? Who
longest
gets the
driver?
longest drive? Yep.
Oh man, I wish Kate and Jake were both here because
they would both say
they'll battle it out for sure. Yeah, absolutely. They were at practice today. One of their coaches, Eric Stevens, was out there with the TrackMan today, and they were hitting some shots on it, and they were trying to see. But they definitely, Jake won the long drive contest early in the year, and then Caden got him after that. So it's been a battle. You try to talk. That's a conversation I'd love to have at practice because they'll keep fighting for that one.
And that's what makes them good, too, right? Because they want to beat each other and compete, and that's what we're asking for,
and
I think.
Both smash it. I mean, it goes. It's a different sound coming off their club, and it goes. It just takes off.
Oh, so fun. So fun. Well, at the beginning of this season, did you set goals for your team, and where are we at in those goals?
Right. So, yeah, each year we have our goals. I mean, we obviously want to win every event. But the thing about it is we want to make sure that we continue to progress through. And then if we're not having our best day, we want to make sure we grind every meet out. We always talk about the fact that only 4 scores count, but when there's 6 of you out there playing, we want to see that everybody, if you don't have your best stuff, that you continue to grind it out because you have no idea what's happening out there on the golf course with the other teammates. You may not be counting right now, but one of those guys could have a bad hole or 2. I want to see how you grind through each meet and stay in it. But then obviously have that ESD championship was one goal, but this next one coming up, the state championship, is the one that they want the most. For sure.
Yeah, well, good. Hey, anything else that you want to share for out there on Arrow Time?
I mean, if you have a chance and you're able to come down to Brandon Valley Monday, Tuesday, these guys really love your support. They don't only get to play that one meet here in Watertown. They won that one, but, giving these guys a little support, even if it's just watching on Golf Genius, I'll send out the GGID on our Watertown Arrow Golf Facebook page.
Excellent.
You guys can check that out and just follow along throughout the day. The scores are live, they're updated, so throughout Monday and Tuesday you'll be able to watch, even if you just have to refresh that thing, and you'll be able to see the scores and how they're doing.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you for coming to join us here on Arrow Time, and more than that, I think you're doing a great job with these boys, and good luck at state.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And there you have it, Coach Corey Neale of the Watertown Arrow golf team. And if you haven't had the opportunity, go on and look at and follow them on Watertown Arrow Golf Facebook page. You can follow along next week. But better than that, take a trip to Brandon Valley. Go out on the green, watch those drives that we heard about, and follow our arrows. I want to thank Coach Neale, and we are going to be back in 3 minutes for the Watertown Arrow Volleyball.
And now it's Arrow Time!
Hello everybody, my name is Katie Liederman with ArrowTV, and today we're interviewing
Jake Olson, Ty Leonards,
Jaden Solheim, Jonathan Lake.
So like we said at the beginning of our live today, we're going to be talking about a little bit about golf. So what do you think about state coming up on Tuesday?
I'm excited for it. I think we've been playing well, so it's going to be good.
I'm pretty confident. We just came off a conference win out in Yankton, so I think we're feeling pretty good.
Overall, just everything's good. That's all I got to say.
I'm ready for it. I'm a freshman coming in, though, so I'm ready. I'm going to show everyone.
Awesome. So you guys seem pretty confident in taking the W home for the team, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you for watching Arrow TV.